It is the year 2020, and the natural resources of Earth are at an all-time low. The atmosphere is polluted, cities are overpopulated, and fresh supplies of food and water are running out. In the wake of these dire situations, a company named HoloCore begins hoarding the remaining resources of Earth. Amassing enormous influence and power, they begin kidnapping people, taking over land, and developing biological and nuclear weaponry. Following a precognizant vision of a devastated future, the World Defense Agency is created and composed of highly trained operatives, each of whom possess a unique ability. Players will take control of 6 agents in the WDA who are tasked with investigating HoloCore and discovering their plans to end the world. The agents must infiltrate, gather information, and sabotage HoloCore to prevent them from achieving total hegemonic domination. The goal of the player is to stop HoloCore from destroying the Earth. The Resist is a third-person action-adventure game focusing on stealth and multiple-path missions. Set in the near future, players will explore sprawling cities and freely navigate open environments. These locations will be full of different objectives that can be completed to achieve their goals, as well as reward the player with experience, money, and equipment. Starting from the home city of the WDA, players will be given a list of available jobs for them to complete. All of these missions will reveal details on at least one of HoloCore's key locations, which will add new jobs to the player's available mission list. These new jobs will share a theme with whatever mission unlocked it, so infiltration missions lead to more infiltration missions, while assassination missions lead to future assassination missions. For traversing between these new cities, each will have its own list of unique missions and overall tasks to be completed, on top of the primary goal of the game. This layout for missions allows players to avoid mission types they dislike or focus on the types that they enjoy. Taking control of the agents, players will traverse a variety of locations, from Paris to Baghdad to Washington, D.C. The player will have access to missions in every part of these cities, from crowded streets to hulking skyscrapers, and will have complete freedom in their choice of objective route. The environment around the player will at first be vibrant and cheerful, but as the game progresses and HoloCore's influence continues to grow, the world becomes darker and more dystopian. The home city of the WDA will remain a beacon of vibrance for the world, but the longer you wait to stop HoloCore, the worse other cities will be affected. Small businesses around London may start to be abandoned. Public health services in Israel may be shut down. Even the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris may start to show signs of disrepair and neglect as the French people have to prioritize their time around merely surviving. By contrast, the areas controlled by HoloCore will become more advanced as the game goes on. Hidden bases will start to become official business centers full of high-tech security and miniature armies of contracted security teams. Illegal research labs will move from dingy alleyways to skyscrapers full of employees. These environmental changes will in fact affect gameplay in those areas more than just aesthetically. Increases in security, for example, might prompt the player to avoid missions based around hacking in favor of missions that rely on espionage or vice versa. Players have access to 6 agents of the WDA, each of who has a unique ability they can use to complete mission objectives. In most missions, remaining undetected is of vital importance, so players have to rely on stealth, hand-to-hand combat, and each of the agents' unique ability to get past obstacles. Through completing objectives, the agents gain experience and skill points to increase their natural abilities, utilizing a branching skill tree. Players are able to choose from a large variety of upgrades to enhance the abilities of each agent. In addition to their ability, each character possesses their own specialized weapon that can be adjusted to augment different aspects of their ability. These weapons are first obtained and later upgraded by doing side objectives and key missions, and by collecting raw materials that can be found lying around each zone. Agent number 1 possesses heightened reflexes and agility, making her a master of terrain navigation and parkour. Using her enhanced speed and acrobatics, she is able to easily access key locations that would be out of reach for other agents. She can climb up most any type of terrain and can jump gaps the other agents couldn't. She can also utilize her abilities to better perform hand-to-hand combat or avoid conflict altogether. If she is caught by a guard, she could try and rely on her natural strength and body control to take down the enemy quickly, or could decide to just run up a nearby wall and disappear from sight. Out of all the agents, number 1 is the only agent who can reliably win a fair fist fight, so she is an ideal pick for players who anticipate some conflict on the upcoming mission. Agent number 2 possesses the power of teleportation. Using this gift, she is able to instantaneously move between locations within her field of view, regardless of anything in the way. Her power does take intense concentration to use, however, and so she cannot teleport while moving or fighting. This makes her amazing at infiltration, but once inside, leaves her vulnerable to surprise attacks. If number 2 is forced into a fight, she can defend herself to a lesser degree, but any prolonged fight will end in her losing. Agent number 3 is a technological genius who utilizes his advanced knowledge to hack enemy doors, terminals, and computers. If a security surveillance system is blocking access to an area of an enemy base, number 3 can disable the cameras and open doors for infiltration. He can even turn defense systems against enemies. He could trap enemies in their rooms while he wandered freely around the base, or could set automated turrets to attack only the guards and not himself. However, he possesses the least offensive capabilities, so he must avoid conflict at all costs. Rather than fight, his best option would be to run. Agent number 4 is the Shapeshifter. A master of infiltration, this agent is capable of assuming the form of any person he observes. Where the others must brute force their way in, this agent takes the form of another and can easily walk into the most secure of Holocore's facilities. Unfortunately, he does not possess the knowledge of his host form and can be easily outed if confronted. He can only hold his form for a short amount of time, and being one of the weaker agents, he must carefully plan his routes and avoid conflict. Agent number 5 is telekinetic. With the ability to move objects remotely, he is capable of solving puzzles, setting up traps, and using the environment as a weapon, making him the most versatile of the group. He is the jack of all trades of the WDA, not a master in any one field, but proficient at everything. This also means he's the best at responding to new developments. If an agent has to go into a mission blind, the number 5 has the best chance of handling changed circumstances. Agent number 6 is able to extend his mental reach and read the minds of others, or even take control of them for a few moments. While taking control over someone's mind, he is able to use them to either open doors or access information, such as door codes, key item locations, or even move guards out of his way. However, there is a limit to his ability, such as his mind control can fail due to distractions or his target's mental resistance. Also, he must be within range to be able to use his ability successfully. In the Resist, the player is given a highly detailed map that allows him to explore and find starting locations for missions. This also helps the player find his way back to the area of operation, where the player can spend his rewards for better enhancements. The map shows enemy movements and nearby rare equipment when a mission is activated. Players will travel around the cities themselves on car or by foot, but will be able to instantly move from one major city to another. The cities available to be fast traveled to will be added when a mission is completed in or around that city. The player will also have access to a minimap of whatever city they are in. The minimap will show not only where points of interest are, but also what each of those points does. Shops will be marked with a general idea of what they sell and what they buy, and restaurants will show what kind of food they serve. The Resist is a game about choices, actions, and consequences. The player takes control of 6 diverse characters, each with a unique ability. Using these characters, the player is able to navigate and freely explore the world. Large, diverse cities present the player with several missions to complete, each of which can be done in a multitude of ways. Depending on how they prioritize and complete objectives, players will observe their environments shift to reflect their choices. No playthrough will ever be the same. Each person will have a unique experience every time they play. This is the Resist.